Ray Millie Halpern. 1st of February 1926. It was a hard life for my parents, and I was the baby. I had a brother. No money, nothing, That was it. That's how it is. I lived in a flat block of flats, Hughes Mansions, Hughes Mansions. That was Valence Road. There was a lot of non-Jewish as well as Jewish people. Yeah, we went down in the grounds, and that's where we played. Marbles or Pesach, we used to throw the nuts, and that was it. It was, I don't know if you knew anything about Miriam Moses, the Jew drop-in, that was in Valence Road. And we used to go over there sometimes. I was evacuated to Cambridge, Histories, and I was there for 2 weeks. And I couldn't stay. I had to come home. And my father was then working in Bournemouth. So he came from Bournemouth. That was before the rocket dropped. And he told the headmaster he's taking me home. And the headmaster said to him, "It's on your life, but you should be here." That was before the war and anything had started. And I came home. So there in Chatteris, I was 2 weeks, and Eric Boone, the boxer, had his training place there, and we used to go and watch him. So that was that part. You were housed whoever wanted to take you. So if you were lucky, you went in a house that was rich and this and that. I was put in a place, it was a farm. So to get into the house, I had to go walk through the lawns and this and that. Not for me. I never knew anything like that. So I kept writing home, but no, my family wasn't at home. My family went to Bournemouth. There was 4 blocks of flats of Hughes Mansions. So there was the 2 at the back where the railway was. Then in between was a park. And after the park was another 2 blocks of flats. All Hughes Mansions. There was 100 and something people got killed there. My mother was in bed, sitting up, having a cup of tea. And the girder fell at the back of her neck. So we'll move on now. So I was motherless, homeless and penniless. My father stayed with his mother in Brady Street. I stayed at friends called the Rabicks. I stayed here and there because the doctor was my friend, Tilly. And marvellous. I loved them. They were better than my mother's family and father's family. They did nothing for me. But the ones that did was they owned Raybeck. And I lived with them for I don't know how long. My father couldn't bear it. He wanted to get a place of his own. Very independent man, very hard man. And probably I take after him. You know, the apple don't fall far from the tree. That's how my father was, and that's how I am. I know what I want. I know what I want to do. And I did it. Brady, every so often I would go. I didn't go, what was her name, little Weenie? What was her surname? Can't remember. That I can't remember. Comes back a bit later when you're gone. Pleased myself when I went, when I didn't go. Messed about more or less. Played about. Never listened to anybody. Always did what I wanted to do. Always got told off. I got married. That wedding dress belonged to my friend, the Rabicks. That was her dress. She wore that 2 years before. And the shoes were my cousin's. That's talk about, what do they call it? Second-hand rose. I remember when the bouquet was made. It was Kelly's. He had a stall in Whitechapel and a little shop in Commercial Road. And then they opened that shop, Boris. Near enough everybody of that era couldn't afford anything, but they had their photo at Boris. It was all in the shop front, in the window. I've got a school photo on there when we were at school, little girls. And I still remember every one of them that's on there. They all lived in the East End. And gradually this one went to Stamford Hill and this one went to Golders Green, and you just lost touch with them all. Didn't know Betty Wise. She used to do something in North London that quite a lot of us used to go. As we were married when we went. When we used to go that night, all the photos from years ago and they were all on the counter and all the way round. She used to make it once a year. Well, I tell you, I haven't got any friend. Only one person I see sometimes in Tesco's, and that's Motor Shapiro.